This character was already getting rap. CallMeJon1 asks, who is your least favorite adapted villain in the MCU and why? What would you change about them to make them better? Okay, thank you for the question. It is popular to say that the MCU has a villain problem. And that's been being said since the Phase 1, the Infinity Saga. Now, that's never really a take that I have felt particularly strong about one way or another. I mean, I get it. You know, I get that some of the MCU villains aren't like super memorable. Like the Dark Elves and Thor the Dark World, Ronan and Guardians of the Galaxy, the dude from Iron Man 2, the fire dudes from Iron Man 3, they were also kind of dumb. But the MCU, I think, has also delivered a shit ton of great villains, like all-time greats, like the obvious, like Loki, Ultron, Thanos, Killmonger, Hela, who else? Vulture, I think, was really well done, and that was MCU. I could go on. And the rest, I think, they fall under, like, somewhere between, like, great and meh. So kind of, you know, they're fine, they're good. But one that really comes to mind for me that I feel strongly about, one that was done really, really well in some aspects, but done absolutely horribly in other ways, is, of course, Kang the Conqueror. Now, when I say Kang, I am including the villain He Who Remains as well. Jonathan Majors, he delivered a brilliant performance, I think, as He Who Remains in Loki, and he did great as Kang in Quantumania as well. And I think the writers and directors involved in that, you know, crafting that story and crafting that character, they all did a great job developing his character and making him menacing and, you know, whatnot. But where they really fucked up was doing way too much telling, and I would say not enough showing, but like no showing. No showing. What? We saw Kang go to woods? Wasn't it like, it was just him shooting a laser in like this flashback, and Janet's all, oh my god, he's so evil, he blew up universes, and we just see like CGI universes blowing up. We don't see any like actual stuff that shows him being a menacing force. We're told over and over and over and over again how big and bad He Who Remains and Kang are. We're told he's this Avengers slayer. He's conquered all these worlds and he's killed so many Avengers. He's the ultimate unstoppable badass. But not once, not a single time do we see him body anybody. There's all this talk from himself and from Loki and Janet about how dangerous this Kang guy is, but we never see it. But what do we see? To make it even worse, we see him get his ass kicked by the Ant family. The Ant family annihilate this guy pretty fucking easily. And we're supposed to believe that he's this unstoppable force that has killed hundreds, if not thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, maybe even hitting 1 million Avengers in his multiversal conquering quests? It doesn't pass the smell test, man. It smells bad. And look, there's of course all the real world stuff with what happened with Jonathan Majors and his personal life and the big pivot that Marvel did from Kang to Doctor Doom, and the character, he's been through a lot. The character of Kang. The character has just been done dirty all around. And it is going to be a long time before they can do him again. But I hope that when they do eventually do the character again, I hope that they will do it right. They need some time to breathe, some time and distance, I think, from the bad taste that everyone has in their mouth regarding the character. But, you know, maybe 10, 15 years down the road, they can bring him back. Maybe they even get Jonathan Majors to, you know, maybe they even get Jonathan Majors to come in and play him again after he's been in timeout long enough. You know, that maybe general audiences would be open to him coming back and playing the role again. We'll just have to see. I don't know. Probably not. But yeah, that's the one. That's the one that really they screwed the pooch on, for lack of a better phrase. They got so much right, and it really just grinds my gears that they got so much right, yet so much wrong at the same time. So, you know, forget the whole Majors drama part of it, which is, of course, a very important piece of it. But even before all that happened, this character was already getting rat fucked. This character in this arc and this saga had too many cooks in the kitchen and too much going back and forth and not knowing where they were headed. It just was not being managed well. And the saga and the character of Kang and just the MCU in its entirety have taken a major hit because of it. And that before, like I was saying, before the major stuff happened with all that drama, that they were already considering mid-saga this early pivot to Doctor Doom from Kang. The whole thing was just a clusterfuck from the jump. So Kang, that's my MCU villain that they really just dropped the ball on, and that I wish could have panned out better than it did. I'm trying to think if there's like anyone else that comes to mind. I mean, they did Taskmaster kind of dirty. And no, I'm not talking about, oh, because they made her a girl. No, I don't care that they made her a girl. I'm just not crazy about how they handled the character and how they just completely cast the character aside in Thunderbolts. That's a really cool character, Taskmaster. And I think that character deserved better and could have been like a dope villain for like Spider-Man or Daredevil or Kate Bishop or, various other heroes in like a future project. Maybe after the reset in Secret Wars, we get another version of Taskmaster that could totally still be a girl. Hell, make her a widow, but still have the character be more true, I think, to the comic counterpart. And I don't know, like, speak. All right. Thanks so much for the question, and thank you so much for being a channel member. It's very much appreciated. All right. Hey everybody, Colton here, and this is the mailbag style show where I take your questions about Marvel, Star Wars, DC, movies and streaming in general. Whatever you want to ask, send it in to the email address askcoltonnow@gmail.com, and hey, maybe you'll see your question featured right here on the show.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.